Hey guys, SMB here, and today I have a match against this guy from my Battle for Charity 3 live stream, and he has a pretty defensive team. It's going to be tough to break it down, and I do lead out with my Ganon, and I'm not liking this matchup. He does have the Stab Earthquake and the Stab Waterfall, but I know he also carries Stealth Rocks, not sure what else, and I really don't want to get hit with those right off the bat, even though I want to set up my rocks as well. And he does go for the Stealth Rock, so I did kind of switch out for nothing, but I could really use my Tyranitar later as he is a especially bulky Pokemon. And Porygon 2 here, he switches in on the Hidden Power Fire. I was thinking his Scissor might come in, as it is a pretty good way to take out Celebi with that Pursuit and or U-turn. Now, I do switch out and I go to my I'm full Rotom Wash. And I did not expect that T-Wave. I was thinking maybe Ice Beam, get that free switch, and go for the Volt Switch, seeing what he does. But that's going to suck. I do forget the fact that on my team I carry Celebi as a Heal Beller. So I decide just to trick. I get the trick off on the Violate Porygon 2, which is really, really helpful to help break the stall, as one, he does not get those boosts anymore. And also, he has to lock himself into a recovery move if he wants to recover. And that just leaves, set up fodder for my Doriyusu. So that wouldn't be the smartest idea for him to do. And he does lock himself into attacking move, which I wall very nicely because of the special defense boost and my investment in special defense. And Swampert here, it's going to be a problem. But that's okay. I have my Latios. I can hit him hard with that Draco. But he draws, and now I do see a very tough to beat special wall. It's going to take a lot of hits for me to take him out, and he probably has the Wish, and that Wish support is going to be dangerous, as he can definitely Wish up Pokemon like, Swampert and other walls that don't necessarily have a viable recovery. And also his Porygon 2, he switches that in, and then he can get recovery without locking himself into a move. Now, I go to my Tyranitar thinking maybe it's a curse set, and most of those are mono dark. I can wall that pretty well, get off a superpower before I would have to be switch out again and all that kind of stuff. But I do switch to Joker, knowing the Pursuit is not an option on Tyranitar, but Bullet Punch, U-turn, and Superpower. Out of those three, two of them are resisted by Gliscor, and he does go for the one that is unresisted. That's okay, because I have the Roost, as I am Sandvale, which is awesome. I do really like this set. If only I could use Facade on it, that would be epic, but I would have to have Poison Heal for that. Anyways, I do switch out and go to Ganon once again, as this Porygon 2. I wall it pretty well, as it's one, it's a special attacker, and two, it does not have a super effective move, which means, hey, his attacks are not going to be doing that much damage. Now, he does go to Swampert, and I didn't expect that. So I go for the Stealth Rocks, knowing that they will wear down his Pokemon, such as Porygon 2, which does not have recovery. And combined with Sandstorm, it's going to be wearing down a lot of his Pokemon. It's not going to wear down his Swampert, though, so it will be a problem. He does go for the Waterfall, like I thought he had. He still does not show the Earthquake. I'm not sure why he wouldn't go for it. Maybe he predicted a switch to Latios and wanted to get that little bit of damage. Now, he goes to Mence. I am fine with that, as I do go for, I believe, the Giga Drain. And this was mainly because, he's seen me switch up before. Maybe he would predict the switch, and I just want to play it safe this turn, go for the Giga Drain. Hope we take out that Swampert, because he's a problem for my sweeping abilities, as, my physical attackers get walled by him, with especially Doriyusu. Now, I go to my Rotom Wash. Mainly, the reason why I go to him instead of my Excadrill is because if I go to him, he sets up a Dragon Dance. If he tries to set up a second one to outspeed my Excadrill, I can hit him with that Hidden Power Ice. But if he decides to go right for the Outrage, I won't lose my Excadrill. Now, he does go for the Dragon Dance, and I'm fine with that. If he goes for a second one, I've got the Hidden Power Ice. If he just takes me out, I have Excadrill. So, either way, it's a pretty good situation for me to be in, and that's why I switched to my Rotom Wash instead of my Excadrill. Now, Stealth Rocks are going to really help me take down this Mence, as he's going to want to switch out a lot, because Excadrill is definitely faster, and I am floating in the Air Balloon, which will be a lot of help later on. And he goes right to his Swampert, as I thought, but I did go for the Rock Slide since I wasn't about to get swept by a Mence, and I just wanted to try to get him out of the match, as that would be a lot of help for my team. Now, I go to Latios, and that's fine because I know I can force a switch. Waterfall, it's not going to do that much damage to me. And the Sandstorm is kind of annoying, but I do carry the leftovers. I'm fine with that. And I am expecting that Umbreon to come in. I think it's pretty obvious. So I will switch out here and go to my Gliscor, as once again, I don't think he can touch me with his Umbreon. And he does switch to the Umbreon, which is perfect, as I can set up a Swords Dance, as he actually goes for the Baton Pass, thinking, hey, I can see if he switches out on me, I can see what he does. And I could have gotten off an Earthquake, help wear him down, but I figured this was a great time to set up a Swords Dance, as if he went to Swampert, I could Acrobatics for hopefully the Oko. And I know he wouldn't be able to take me out since it's physical and I have some defensive bulk. Now I go for the Earthquake, take out the Porygon 2. That's awesome. I do outspeed because he is dirt slow, no pun intended, even with the Choice Scarf. I think it's a safe switch into his Azelf, which I did think would come in after I took out a Pokemon. But hey, it was a free Pokemon to take down. Really helped break the stall, as there is some definite synergy in his team. He goes for Energy Ball. And that really surprised me. I thought he might go for the Psychic, which would be a huge help because then I could get off the pursuit, knowing I could live another attack. But he's just going to take me out with the Energy Ball. And this Azelf is going to be a big problem. But I do know I have a Pokemon that outspeeds. It is Latios, except I don't. And I did think I would outspeed. Luckily, I went for the Recover, as this means I can get that HP back. And he's not going to be able to do much damage to me. So here I go for the Thunderbolt. If he does stay in and use a move like Shadow Ball, hopefully I can live. Also, if he switches out or if he stays in, I know Draco Meteor will not miss. And I do not expect his Swampert to come in. So I go for the T-Bolt. And it's looking like it could be a possible 2-hit KO from this range. But that's min-max. I'm not sure. And hey, I figured Draco Meteor, as long as it doesn't miss, it'll definitely take him out based on the amount of damage it's done in the past, and also based off the Thunderbolt. And I go for the Draco and take out the Umbreon. Yes! Yes! He is a major component, a major pivot point. He has the Baton Pass to help scout, switch into the correct wall. I'm glad he's gone. I think he might pursue here, so I do go for the Recover, thinking, hey, maybe this can work. And then if he goes for the U-turn, I was thinking I could take one from full HP. But having that stab really does help, as it takes me out. And that sucks, because I lose my Latios. At least I believe I walled his Azelf pretty good with that guy. So now Azelf is going to be a problem. I see Mence come in, and he switches in on the Stealth Rocks, and now I can go to Holy Moly and force the switch back out with the Fear of Rock Slide, and I can go right into Navi, predicting the switch to his Swampert, and I do get that switch, and now I'm pretty, Giga Drain is the safest move, and if he does send in his Mence, Rocks damage is going to do a ton of damage. And I decide actually to go for the Hidden Power Fire because I have gone for the Giga Drain in the past, and I do not want a Scissor switching in on me. And I figured between Hidden Power Fire and Giga Drain, the base power isn't that much different, but it does make a difference as Sandstorm doesn't quite take him out. And so I will stay in and go for the Giga Drain, knowing Sandstorm goes before his leftovers. And after the Giga Drain, he will die from Sandstorm. So that's perfect. His Mence is gone. My only major worry now is that Azelf, as that Azelf is a problem. And then I can deal with his Swampert after that. But first, the Azelf. It's pretty fast, and I can't get a safe switch to my Doriyusu. And he does go for the Flamethrower. I could have either foddered out my Gliscor or my Celebi. I figured Gliscor was more useful than Celebi, since Celebi's only really there to take out that Swampert. I couldn't do damage to his Zelf. And I think I can live a hit with Gliscor unless it has the Hidden Power Ice. But he stays in. I thought he would because setting up was rather obvious. And I ran the damage calcs with Akamaru after the battle. And it turns out with my investment in HP, I am able to live a Waterfall from lead Stealth Rock Swampert, which is a 4th gen set, 100% of the time. Max damage did not make a difference. And I get up a Swords Dance. Now, I figured with a +2 Earthquake and an Acrobatics that would be able to take out the Swampert, and then I could just handle his Scissor. But I get the critical hit! And that means that his Swamperd's gone and his Scissor's going to lock himself into Bullet Punch, obviously. And I'm fine with that. He takes out my Escadrille. I don't really care. All I have left is my Gliscor, but he has a Scissor. And obviously, I can win out that match with the Acrobatics plus an Earthquake. And I actually go for the Roost at first, mainly because I figured he's going to wear me down and I can go all the way back up to full and live the next 2 hits and win. He does miss, but because I roosted, that does not make a difference, as he misses the second one too. Thank you, Sandvale. But hey, the game already knows what's going to happen. And that will be a 1-0 victory. Make sure you guys rate, comment, subscribe. And hey, I will be posting soon, especially the matchups for that tournament, hopefully tomorrow. Anyways, SMP signing out. Peace.